Successful projects, especially IT, depends on people and the changes we are making. Technologies come with the processes. Technologies come as changing usual processes or the ways people used to work. You're changing them.
At the physics and mathematics school and at the Olympiads, she was the only girl participant among the boys. One of their teachers said that girls wouldn't become physicists. She destroyed the stereotype. Perhaps his words were like a motivation for her. Probably she began to strive to become the best among others, to prove that girls also can cope with technology and are able to succeed in the IT field.
Let's say 10 years ago, having a girl at the Maths Olympiads was something unusual, especially in physics. Mostly it was man-dominated fields, and always it's a challenge of proving that girls also compatible and they are capable in technical fields as well. And that actually, it wasn't as a barrier for me. It was a kind of challenge that that I wanted to accept and I wanted to achieve, to prove something.
From an early age, Assel was very attentive and courageous. She always sat at the first desk. One day I saw Assel crying. I asked her why she was crying. She was doing great with physics. It turns out that she wanted to take part in the mathematical Olympiad. And the teacher told her that girls could not become successful in mathematics, that they wouldn't cope with that he had never seen girls at Olympiads before. And so he did not let her participate, and she burst into tears. I asked if she really wanted to win the Math Olympiad. She answered that she was willing to. I said, okay, and then tried to become a physicist instead of mathematics. She asked if she could. Of course you can.
I remember the time when I got an offer. I used to have a golden medal from my school. It's a maths and physics school under the Zhautykov name. It's one of the famous schools. And I earned the golden medal and I earned lots of grants to study at Kazakh universities. But at the same time, I won a grant, the 100% grant to study at the college at United Kingdom, to study a program of A-levels. It's 2 years program before university. So the challenge was that my mom was saying, okay, you will go to study at college, but then what will happen with university? If you don't get a grant to study at university, then you need to come back and you will not have a higher education.
Of course, it was hard for me. After all, we are girls. I wanted to let it go, but at the same time, I didn't want to. I worried, and I didn't have enough money.
When I said, Mom, no, I'm going, I believe that's the right decision and I can make it. So it was difficult for her but thanks to my mom's support, she didn't say no. She said, okay, you leave. But she said, okay, you will have $100 per month, so you will survive. So we agreed. I left to UK. It was a new place. You don't know anyone. It was one of the little cities called Torquay, the region of Devon, and I loved that place. It's like a small village, and the school was new.
But she didn't complain about anything. I sent her dollars every month, and she secretly bought Chinese noodles and dried fruits. That was all she ate. Probably these life difficulties also helped her choose the right path.
I remember I lived with 5 Chinese girls in one room. It was a tough time because in UK they save a lot. So we used to live with the host family. So the shower when you take, it's 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes they switch off the water. Okay, so you need to have a shower within 10 minutes. Or sometimes the difficult times, you eat one thing in the morning, like a whole year. So it's cereals you eat. So every morning is the cereal you get, nothing else. Or in the evening, something not without meat, okay? So 2 years it was tough time with food. But it was okay. The next stage we applied to the university, and the girl who used to live with me, Chinese girl, she got an offer at the Oxford University, and I went, the two of us, I went to Cambridge. So I guess that was tough time, but it made me, for example, stronger.
We were happy that she was admitted to the Cambridge University. From our school, only boys could enter that university. No girl was admitted before.
There were 60 students at computer science, out of which three students were women. If you compare today, it's about 20%, which says that more women are joining the technical field. So that's actually optimistic.
We were glad when she became the chairman of the national company. I even hung her picture in the hallway of the school. The school children saw it and were surprised. She graduated from Cambridge and became chairman of the board at the age of 28. This is a strong motivation for all students.
Водитель возле темы сопровождающий.
Her path was very difficult, but it didn't stop her from gathering all her potential and become even stronger. Everything she heard and saw lately became a huge experience. She never complains. Thanks to her diligence, she never stops until the goal is achieved.
I think, maybe to be short, Assel Zhanassova is a tank. Okay, whenever she has a task, she will implement it. It doesn't matter what she has on her road, a stone, a water, anything. So everything can be achieved. Any goal, it's just a matter of finding the way of achieving your final decision.
Her father died when she was graduating from school. The publication of the book is a tribute to the father. He took her to school and brought her from school every time. He believed in his daughter, but he didn't see when she got the gold medal, when she entered Cambridge. By this, she expressed her sincere gratitude to her father. People say a son is continuation of you, a daughter is a continuation of your path, and she followed his path. Her father was a very kind, educated, and hard-working person. Apparently, she inherited such diligence from her father.
Dad actually played a huge role in my building my leadership, let's say, characters in me. Why? Because he, to be a leader and manager, it's not only technical skills you need to have, it's the soft skills, as we say. To be an authentic leader, that experience you need to see as a role model from someone, and it was my dad. My dad could stand up in the audience, can find a way to talk to any people, can find a way to sometimes dancing, singing. You know, this leadership skills, let's say, I was always looking at him. I was like saying, okay, how he can make a sad person to be happy. I want to transfer the skills and knowledge I have to my kids, so we can save that tradition. And it's very important to not keeping the knowledge you have, but then you need to spread to your generation as well. Every time I grow in my career, I was challenged by the scale of the influence you can bring to the economy, to the people, and the level of challenge is increasing. So that actually motivates me more. Yes, I had an experience, and the challenging was when my first management role, when I led was the head of IT security in the company, and I had only men in my supervision. They were working on the in IT, but in IT, as you know, there are different sections, and security is one of the man-dominated industries in IT field. So I was only woman. I was 25, was leading a man in average 40 years. That was biggest challenge for me, because I had to prove that I am first of all woman and I can lead. Secondly, as a professional. Because whenever you try to lead and drive a strategy, and you have to prove that you're the professional at the same level as your team. Post globally, the postal operators, they are changing. The global volumes of papers, letters, newspapers are going down. So postal operators, they are finding new ways of business model to operate in this market. And we have the same challenges. We have competitors, we have also opportunities.
I was saying to myself, well, someone's niece's daughter, but she definitely does not fill this role. Here the men have been working for 20 years. What can she do? But she keeps surprising us, so we changed our mind. That is, we investors, however, haven't any preconceptions about gender. That is, if a person meets certain standards, fulfills promises, is honest enough, puts the squeeze on questions. If she or he is professional, it doesn't matter what gender is. But in practice, it is quite difficult, as we naturally had some prejudices.
Through us deliver goods, through us deliver services, and include, for example, 7.5 million people that live at the rural places. They still do not have access to electronic commerce. So that's what our mission as a social company, to kind of give them access to the same services and goods that our people who lives in the city. So that's the biggest goal that and the mission that we are following and changing. And change is happening at the operational level. So we're changing our operational model in terms of efficiency. So we started to count as a business because we are in the competition field.
Assel mainly worked in the civil service, and I was thinking how she would develop a company with 10 billion losses, because that company needed very tough leader, that is, to push through all the issues, to put control over thefts, carry out all deliveries, parcels, and to monitor sales. As at the public council, we heard that losses of the company were 10 billion tenge, but in July she could reach 1 billion, which is a big deal. The company is growing in price. It cost 14-18 billion tenge. But as it was taking to profit, now it can cost 60-70 billion tenge, which is incredible, as it has increased 5 times in a year. Probably such managers should be worth their weight in gold, and here it is her soft power that makes her continue to smile without losing her femininity.
I actually have an experience working abroad. I used to work in UK for 5 years. And I can compare, having had experience in Kazakhstan as well. And in my opinion, it's easier for women, especially with younger age, in Kazakhstan, to work at the, for example, IT professional field, or at the management roles. So in Kazakhstan, because I started to work for the, mostly for the government supports women leaders to take positions at the management role. For example, Samruk-Kazna today, they have a policy to support women at the board level, so 30% of the board members, they should be women. And I think that overall in Kazakhstan, there is the borders between men and women, it's getting lower. And if I tell about the IT field, especially in the digital field, more women, if we compare 2005 when I graduated, and today we see more women coming into the IT field.
The role of women in society is changing every day. Yes, women used to have a secondary role in society. They took care of the house, looked after the children, but these stereotypes are changing. Therefore, the role of women both in society and in science is becoming more and more significant now.
I actually grew up at school reading about Manshuk Mametova, Aliya Muldagulova, about their lives, about how they protected our country, our people. So that kind of character and leadership roles when you read, and I think Kazakh girls, they have a character, they have a stand-up, they have a voice. You should never be afraid of anything at the work, at the family, because women tend to have problems at family as well. But we shouldn't be afraid to make changes. It's life that go on. Okay, you will fail, but then you try again. You fail, try again. Never give up. That the character that should drive you further to the belief that will be better future for your personal life, for the people you are influencing. That has to be a bigger kind of mission for women. So I think that never be afraid.